Alrighty, here we go. I'm excited. Here we go. We are finally in. It took us forever to get in, everyone. But we are in, and we are going to be streaming all night, basically. Heck yeah. I am very excited, especially for our Aurora Mark 1. Mark 2. Once again, though, we're going to be starting off in New Babigino, where I like to start the game. Hey, S1, how's it going, man? Now, let's hope the game doesn't crash or have any issues or Star Citizenisms, because it took me literally an hour to get in. I've been trying since 6 o'clock my time. But we're in now. Dude, I am too. I'm really hoping it flies well. I'm hoping either it's interceptor tuned or it's got a good flight profile. What would be sick, and I know that they didn't do, but they said that the different modules add mass and affect the performance. So it would be cool if it was like, you know, interceptor tuned naturally and fighter tuned with the Legionnaire or the Defender or the Battle Backhand, whatever they called it, right? Or alternatively, which would be cool, which is not true, but it's just me in my brain, it'd be cool if when the wings were swept back and closed, you were interceptor tuned, and when they were wide, you were fighter tuned. That would be sick. Sort of like the F-14, you know, where it has a go fast mode and it has a dogfight mode. Almost in. Yeah, we're gonna be running the Mark II today. This is gonna be entirely Mark II combat testing. But what I'm thinking is once I get the ship loadout that can deal with the Argo Mole, I might try and just buy my way into a contested rock breaker, just to fuck shit up, like just to sit there and shoot at ships that come in. It might be pointless because they really have like framed it as an FPS event for PvP, but like you have to fly your ship there, you have to land and enter the station. So if I just stop you from landing, can I have my ship combat that I want? Yeah, I just really hope that the slight loss of maneuverability with the modules attached is actually slight and not the Super Hornet, because the Super Hornet is the next biggest ship I can think of that still has 3 shields. Oh, here we are. We're in, baby. All right. Inventory. I'm going to turn off one thing though, which is the QR code. We don't need that anymore. There's the inventory system. All right. Got to get into our classic trademark flight suit. The requirement at this point, guys. Let's see. Where's the helmet? Am I blind? I am blind. There's the helmet. All right. Weapons. They didn't fix that. That's a big shame. I kind of had would have hoped that they would have fixed the filtering. Let's see. These are all my weapons. I feel like I should have some more. Like I should have a gold arc light. I mean, I'm okay with this guy, but Okay. Swap over to utility. And tractor beam on that bad boy. That was the final balance they made for this update. You know, I haven't looked at it. I don't think it's changed since the last time we played. But last night I was doing some sim racing. Yeah, I'm prepping for there's a 10-hour race that I'm doing with some friends in Le Mans Ultimate, which is a endurance racing game that we're getting ready for. But guys, we have to do it. We have to do it. We have to bring out the Aurora Mark II. All right, this is going to be an entire Aurora Mark II combat test, guys, and we will be taking it into PvP. I think there's going to be a lot of people at Rockbreaker. I'm hoping they're going to be at the contested ones, and we're just going to be going there to mesh stuff up. We're just going to be going there as an agent of chaos, because I don't mind. I've heard good things about that game, but it was made by the same guys who made like Black Desert Online, and that was a game that I feel weird about. So it's defaulted me to that skin. All right, so should we start flying it flat without the combat module, or should we just go all the way balls to the wall into the combat module? The cargo module is cool, and I will be running the cargo module if we need to go and collect components. I think for right now I want to kind of get a feel for its base performance without that. So I want to put on the Cloudbuster medallion. That looks sick. They said they're the green one. I thought shade is just all blacked out. There's the traditional Aurora. Ooh, that's actually kind of fire though. Darn. I'm not gonna lie, I did just buy the paint bundle without looking at what was in it. So I'm gonna do the classic red on white here, I think, actually. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So it comes with frost stars. Let's just go ahead and let's give it heat safes out the gate. Let's go ahead and give it a Dynaflux here. Actually, we could give it a grade A stealth. Okay, and vehicle weapons. It comes defaulted with badgers. So we don't have access to it in SP Viewer right now. Yeah, it took me like an hour to get in straight, and it was just I had to keep trying the Control Shift R and various other things. It took me a long time to get in. So we're gonna go and buy some Omnis and buy some ammo and some other utilities here. Really, I should get a sealed helmet on. The one that I usually wear is actually not here, but in Crusader space. How's it going, Skywolf? I'm excited, guys. We're gonna be doing the full array of combat tests. We're gonna be looking at G's. Turn rate is a hard thing to measure without tools. We're just gonna see how it feels. But I do want to give it a loadout that can damage a mole, because we're going to be going to Rockbreaker, I think, right? We're just gonna go harass ships at Rockbreaker. Because I should still have my money, right? No, I do not. They wiped my money. That is interesting. I'm not against that. I wonder if they wiped everyone's money. So I was not that poor. I'm stupid. I'm just look at the same thing I'm doing. That's also not a starter amount. So like the starter amount would be like 20k, not 200k. Was I that broken live? I don't think I was that broken live. That is exactly what I also want to know. Because if it is genuinely slight, then the third shield is worth it. If it's Super Hornet level, well, fuck. And you never know what CIG thinks of these things. I will say my frames are very strong right now. They're reading 93 FPS and 4K, games maxed out as we're going towards New Babbage. You couldn't have told me that. You couldn't have told me that back in like 2017. I would not have believed you. I mean, okay, it's dropping down to 68 there in third person right there and stuff, and it is nighttime, but still. This used to be such a laggy part of the game. I think it will be. It is interesting. It does make it actually a very good light missile boat. I think it actually, let me really quick check what it's classified as. It will load. I think it shows up in here. Not crazy. I might be crazy. I think it is still classified as a light fighter, and if it is, it's a light fighter that has what is it, 16 missiles if you put on the combat kit. That's not too shabby. It is not too shabby. We had the missiles suck ass and need a complete rework. And honestly, if missiles were as good as missiles should be, then the missile boats are going to be just insanely overpowered. But I don't know. I don't know how they could do a good missile system with how big the game is and desyncy it is the real thing.
So come on, talk to me.
I think you're going to be happy with that.
And then cannons are available unless you're mostly better than the Omni. What about their capacitor and recharge rate? Let me really quick pull up SP Viewer as well here. Could have had a gun thing here. Yeah. Not sure I'm feeling the Sawbuck as the secondary.
Smart buy.
I don't know, I'm thinking about builds here, and well, and you know, we did do a lot of 4.7 like genuine PvP like AC testing. And The Shredder Omni combo that we were playing around with is quite difficult to use. It can be used, it's just quite difficult. The Hawk is definitely going to be a compelling fighter. And the issue is solo. I don't even know if I can do a solo mole because of the shield regen. I really wish I could take a look at the capacitors, because I don't want to overstress the capacitors. I think if I do 2 Badgers and 2 Light Strikes, that would overstress the capacitors. I know, guys, I'm excited. I really do want to fly it. I've been waiting all day.
How's your shift going?
I mean, we can figure it out just by doing a quick test. So they are just better. Can you give me the stats on the Light Strikes? Like those exact same stats. I appreciate you looking it up. Oh, but we don't care about Pen anymore. They have effectively made Pen a useless stat. You guys all hyped for it in 4.5 and then removed any relevancy it's ever had.
Hello, and welcome.
But especially since it uses less power, that means we can run a mono laser loadout, and they have the same velocity, right?
Hey there.
Because mono laser will be good for keeping shields down, and will let us tangle with fighters.
Welcome,
And welcome to
to
the
the
new
ASOC
baggage.
vehicle retrieval system.
Wait, let's put the guns on first here.
Goodbye.
Let me go back down.
Hello, and welcome to New Babbage, capital city of microtech, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
Okay, so 1.5 power use. So yeah, we would not be able to run the full loadout with them.
Hello, and welcome to New Babbage, capital city of microtech, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
So then Scorpion's just entirely useless now. And with the yellow jacket.
And welcome to New Babbage, capital city of microtech, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
We'll have to run this loadout for right now. It's not ideal,
And welcome to
but
New Babbage, Capital
what we have to
City
do.
of Microtech, where creative innovation
I'm
meets
wondering if we should just go down to yeah, the NN25s are going to be insane. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, we can just run mono cannon as well, not just mono laser, mono cannon. Did I not bring it up? Am I stupid?
To the ASOP
What was that
vehicle
question?
retrieval system.
The answer is yes.
Please visit us again. Welcome.
Do you know how much they cost? Those NNs cost, Oleski? Because we're apparently a broke bitch.
Your vehicle has been
Here it comes. Let's go have a mission then. I mean, I wasn't gonna do Gillies, but they pay well. Let me go back over here really quick. Okay, all right. We should be good to kill a Connie with it. Here she comes. First time we're bringing it up. Oh, heck yeah. I know a lot of the OG Aurora enjoyers who liked how it looked and how its design was are upset that it's basically a Scorpius. I am not one of those people. I always thought the original Aurora looked doofy as fuck, and now I am very happy. Appreciate you. We'll just try and get a little bit of cash and head over, because I mean we're gonna need some for the rock breaker anyways, right? Which, where would that be? Ooh, I wonder if we need to first get mining rep. We can't just go to rock breaker. Oh, that's gonna be a little annoying. Because the idea was we go to Rockbreaker and just fly blockade, right? Literally pay money just to fight people. All right. So, okay. You know, I almost feel like I should have done my first looking at it in VR. Because VR gives you a good sense of scale. It does look like it's about the same size as a Scorpius, which is a bit of a shame. I really thought it was going to be a little smaller than this, just because it would be nice to you know, if they are good fighters, which I'm not saying they're guaranteed to be, then you could run more of them out of a Polaris or something. Because I now have it in my head, the all RSI fleet, right? All right, all right. So these are the shelves for the new delivery missions. There's an armor locker that does nothing, and then a weapon rack. I do not trust this game enough to put my skin the gun in there, but yeah. Definitely a roomier bed, and looks like windows on the side there. Here we go. Cockpit view. Okay. I mean, this is nothing new. I think we knew the MK2 count was going to be a little disappointing.
Welcome to Comet Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Okay, we can keep 2 pips in there. Oh wait, shit, hold on. No, we can't. No, we can't. I am not wearing a sealed helmet. I am not wearing a sealed helmet. I need life support. I was almost a silly willy. That was going to be bad. Okay.
You should be good to go.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. There it is. All right, we've extended our wings. Can't see them extended from the
Thanks for
cockpit.
visiting.
Landing gear
Hope you
raised.
enjoyed your
Boosting forward in SEM mode. In Atmo, right now we're capping out. Okay, we kept that about 432, but that's also heavy Atmo. I'm curious if in space it will perform better. Jumping the stressor right now.
Auto drive is
All right.
now on. Auto drive is now off. Shields
Let's let the afterburner come back here, and then I want to do another test. I like the placement of the radar, and it's nice and big. We're going to want to head over to the weapons screen here, and we're going to want to place our sawbucks on weapon group 2. There we go. So, in space, we get to 459. I don't believe that is interceptor tuning. But also, let's just bring it right back down. 4 Gs without a module. 18.7 4 Gs. Okay. And to the left, 8.7 Gs to the left. That's actually kind of strong strafes. Okay, it's fighter tuning, guys. It is fighter tuning without the modules. Okay. Achilles number 6. At this point, just genuinely for money. We need to buy 4 of those NN cannons. Okay, it's not wanting to give me a mission. Okay, well then we'll just want a random HRT, I guess. Those missions are just fucked for me, which would be a little annoying because I do want to make money. Yeah, my contracts do appear to be broken. No, I don't think they said. There was a way to fold the wings while you were in flight. Another Aurora. Are broken and give 90 ammo? That's incredible. If only I get money to afford them. Because none of my contracts are working right now. Yeah, like none of them. Oh, okay. What I'm thinking then is we try throwing on a module, right? So we know we have 18 Gs forward under full acceleration and 8 Gs to the side. So, and I guess if missions aren't working, we go to Hathor, right? So we can either go to Hathor with the cargo attachment and attempt to find components that we can use to upgrade it. So, good shields, good quantum drives, things like that, right? Or we go in with the military loadout and see how it fights. But I'm a little bit annoyed that none of my missions are working. Go back to New Babbage to get those attachments, and also we'll probably change into less thematic armor and more useful, genuine armor. Dude, is like nothing working here? No power. Ooh, this is feeling very broken. Look, I'm in nav mode with shields. Yeah, all right. We will see if hopefully if we can land here. I thought landing mode forced the wings in. Yeah, it's not answering any hails. Yeah, this server does appear to be dead.
Landing complete.
Well, I mean, it can land with the wings up. Oh, dude, I can't change the power at all. Oh, I can't get out of the ship. I really hope that the Aurora isn't bugged. The most hyped ship in a while being broken on launch after they just had the same thing. Let's force EU to get a different server. Let me pull up how many 4Gs the Gladius has. I know it's going to be better, but I'm just curious. Okay, so the Gladius has 21.1 Gs forward, 13 in strafes, 13 and up. Okay. How about the Mark II Hornet? Okay. For the buck. Okay, so from what we tested, the Aurora with no pod had 18 forward thrust boosted, 18.7. So it has more than the Hornet, and it had like 4.7 back, so more than the Buccaneer. Had 8.6 to the sides, which is less than both of those. Let's pull out the Hawk. Hawk has even better strafes, but similar forward. Okay. Stat wise, it seems to be mediocre. Let's compare it to another. Let's compare it to the what you call it, Mustang. Okay, so the Mustang's overall faster than it as well. Oh, it should be. So it's kind of in between a medium fighter. Let's do Saber. Saber has better strafes. So it's kind of like in between like a Saber and something. Okay. I mean, I don't know why I thought I was impressed with 8 Gs on the side. It's not a good start. But if it's already not super maneuverable, then there might be no point in not taking the combat one. I do wish it was in here, but I know why it's not. Man. I do wish it was Interceptor Tune, honestly. Just like the Scorpius. That would have been such a good combo ship. I mean, it flies better than the heavy fighters. That's not necessarily a huge win, but hey. I'm wondering if I got that strafe number wrong. If I didn't have it totally from 0 or something, because boosted 8.7 seems low. It didn't feel bad. We didn't get a chance to actually take it out on a mission. And now I'm wondering if we fucked our account by leaving as that server was dying. Because I bet you I'm still locked in that server, right? Because this is taking forever to load us in again. And I dare not close the game. If I close the game, we're not getting back in. So a pretty bad patch launch, but I mean, what do we expect? It's CIG. That's what they do. I'm a little bit annoyed that this is going to take mining rep, I think. Because I really don't give a shit about mining, but I do want to do Rockbreaker. Because it's an event. Well, it's not an event, it's new content, but still. Guys, like, my question is, what's stopping me from just camping outside the station when they're flying in here and attacking them? It's like they are acting like this is going to be an FPS PvP zone. But what's stopping somebody from buying the mission contested and bringing a whole fleet and blockading the system, right? So I feel like there's gonna be air combat, there's gonna be ship combat, space combat, a lot in this mission. Maybe not as much as Hathor, just because you have to pay to get into it, but still. Like, maybe it's not worth it for the orgs to have a bunch of members doing nothing but essentially guarding the ground team, but I find that cool. I would do that. No, that is gone. And that is gone because they had no way of modulating it, right? So you could buy access to an exclusive station, do the mission, set your spawn there, leave, respawn later, and get access again to somebody else's now exclusive mission. So the only way you can spawn there is with medical ships. And like I said, if I'm flying around blowing up your ships in the pad, if you ignore me, right? Dude, I think we broke our character. I really think we broke our character by leaving that server. Granted, it's not like we could do anything at all. We couldn't even leave our seat. So, oof. And I really don't want to have to OF4 because I don't know if I can get back in. Yeah, entities are not moving. Damn. Is there like a command to leave the server? Very rough launch, but it's CIG. We'll quit exits the game completely, which is not what I want. We could at least go into Arena Commander. If we could get back to the main menu. All right, gentlemen, it's not moving. At what point do we all F4 this and we face the re-login queue? I tried. As we got in, we had our inventory, we had everything. We flew our Aurora up to Tressler to do some tests in space, and we couldn't do anything from there. We got basically stuck. We couldn't land. We couldn't talk to the station. We couldn't leave our ship seats. We couldn't turn off the ship. We couldn't do a mission. We couldn't QT anywhere. When we would switch into nav mode, we would actually still even have our shields on. So it was totally stuck. So we left that server and tried to join a new one in a different server region, and now we're stuck here at this menu. So the question is, when do we give it the old Alt F4? I think the answer is now. Guys, if this ruins the stream, I'm sorry. I really freaking hope not. I really freaking hope not. Yeah, yeah. I should have gotten into Arena Commander. Praise be to Chris Roberts. Holy shit. All right, we're not going into BU. We're going into probably offline Pirate Swarm. Just to get something going on here. There's the Aurora Mark II. All right, let's try it out with the DM module, defensive module. Let's once again slap on the classic livery here. Gonna do a couple heat saves. Going to do, yeah, JS300, why the heck not? All stops. And we were going to do, we wanted to try the NNs, right? All right, there we go. Aurora Mark II with NNs. This is what we think is going to be a solid looking loadout here.
Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
All right, old school Aurora. Old school Auroras. Let's see how we do.
Shields damaged.
Why do I have double pip?
There goes my insurance premium.
Oh my god, these recharge rates are incredible here though. Double pip is really weird. Is it convergence? Okay, it feels wonky.
Shield is down. Get these clowns off me!
It was on me so hard. Yeah, it definitely feels weird. A little disappointing initially, initial impressions.
Shield is down. Ah! Ah!
I mean, we didn't give it the best components ever, but we shouldn't be taking this much fire. Hitting these cannons is actually annoying with these velocities. Yeah, the double pip is interesting. I really wonder if it's like a weapon convergence issue. It's all the same gun.
Got something for you.
I don't think I removed the gimbal on any of them.
Shields damaged. Taking heavy fire. Enemy can't lose anyone else. They're closing in.
So I'm feeling the combat add-on, and I gotta say it appears to be dramatic. I don't know why CIG thinks the loss of 2 Gs is slight, but it is not in any way, shape, or form slight.
Shields damaged. Shields damaged.
So it's looking like now we're getting 16.6 Gs forward with the combat module.
Enemy down. Shit, that was one of ours.
So that's very disappointing because the ship isn't even particularly brawly with shield anyways, even with that third shield. However, we have to take into account the entire picture, right? So what we're gonna do is pull up its stats compared to the Avenger, which is the other like sort of the Avenger and the Shiv are like, in my opinion, this ship's two competitors, right? You know, I can't do that right now. If I can get close into him. Can I get close? want to try and see if I can't rate on the Gladius here.
Enemy down.
Buccaneer. Yeah, so far I'm not really feeling the LN or whatever the DS, the defensive upgrades module slot, however they call it now.
Shield is down.
It does feel a little sluggish to fly, which I guess for a starter isn't horrible. You know, you're gonna get used to a lower jerk rate and stuff. Unless people are overwhelmed, especially like in an era, right? Oh yeah, we're being outrated right there. Yeah, so
Shit down.
I want to say that the turn rate is not incredible. It is not incredible, which is very disappointing because I'm trying to figure out what levers I can pull on here to make this better. But we have this module on. We know we lost 2 Gs, so we don't know what else we could have lost. We definitely have something that isn't gimbaled. You are correct. We have lost a gimbal somewhere.
What am I paying you for? Help!
So at least it's not a convergence issue. I just screwed up somewhere. Now, as we're staying close to a larger ship, I'm able to do this just fine.
Now! Enemy shit. We lost one.
These guns are incredible.
Shields damaged.
What are the velocities on them? Are they identical? I think they are identical, right, to the Omnis?
Enemy down. Contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
All right. Let's back out of there. That's where we lost it. So like we weren't going for the best components, but hey. All right, we're gonna unequip that and go back in.
Swarm.
Yep, all right.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound. Radar contact.
All right. All right, we're not gonna do a full stop here, actually. I wanted to test side shift again. Man, 8.8 on the sides is a really rough metric here.
Friendly ship down. Need help. Enemy down. Friendly ship down.
It's definitely doing more efficient DPS and stuff.
Shields damaged.
Try and get close to this guy if we can.
Enemy down. Contacts remaining.
Yes. Absolutely yes. I would have won a glide with these guns. 90 with instant recharge. That's going to counter the shield stuff. These are meta. I want to make that very clear. These are meta. The biggest issue with these was capacitor. Now you don't have that issue anymore. And you have basically infinite regen. This counters all their shield buffs that they've done. All right, we can still get really close and deal with this guy like that.
They're gonna pay for that. Shields damaged.
But the G's are bad. I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it. The G's are poor in this ship.
We lost one of our own.
Is willing to struggle to evade fire, is willing to struggle to stay in a rate like that. Eight G's on ups and side strafes is simply just low for a ship of this class.
Shit. Enemy down.
Now, it's a $45 ship, so maybe we had our hopes a little too high. It's gorgeous. It's still not going to be an unusable ship.
I need help.
But the fact that I'm struggling as much as I kind of am in Pirate Swarm, and guys, I mean, not to honk my own horn, but I shouldn't be struggling in Pirate Swarm. Just with my flight level means, yeah, the combat module is not worth it in my opinion at all. Losing 2 G's on all your axes is just an insane trade-off. I don't know why CIG thinks that's slight. Slight would be like 0.5 G's lost. 2 G's is massive.
Damn it.
Now, if maybe how I had it set up and with power, I wasn't fully utilizing that third shield. So I don't even feel like we have any less shields than we had before. And judging by the power, you know, that third module doesn't give you any way of powering it. So if that module also had another power plant in it to fully power that third shield, that would be a different story. But we had an extra 3 pips in there that we couldn't power, right?
Got something for you.
So far I'm not impressed with the combat module, except for one use case would be as a missile boat, right? Which is a playstyle that needs dramatic amounts of work. To make it actually fun and engaging and not bullshit. Because the missile system right now is just bullshit. Yeah, so it looks like at about 100 meters is where you start running into turn rate issues against other small ships.
Was one of ours. Down.
These weapons are broken, overpowered though. They are insanely good. Crazy shout, crazy shout.
Shields damaged. Enemy down. Contacts remaining.
I am having a much easier time without the combat module. We were getting damaged a lot more. We were having a harder time. I think it literally is a 2G loss on every dimension to have that thing on there. Maybe I'm wrong. We aren't looking at hard numbers doing like science just yet. But the combat module does seem to be a serious nerf.
Shield is down.
Wow, we got fucking blown, like lit the heck up right there.
Shields are off. Shields are off.
Hello, Silhouette.
This will shut you up.
How's it going, my man?
Shields damaged. I need help! Shield is down.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it feels like we aren't even able to circle strafe here. Look at that, just because of our overall size. Actually, I wonder if we can do it this way.
Engines
Oh
down.
no, we just crashed in the station. We're gonna lose this life. That's okay.
Weapons system down. Weapons system down.
Well, let's see how it flies missing wings. Hey, we got them to crash too. It's been very buggy. Here, let's just reset. Or not. Thank you, Arena Commander.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the work.
Yeah, so I didn't notice any additional like survivability or shields really with the
Shields damaged.
defense module. I know it has more, but it didn't feel effective, right? Now, granted, this is also a worst case scenario where we were being hit a lot.
Shield is down.
We just got 19 Gs there. How do we get 19 Gs?
Enemy down. Shields damaged.
Yeah, it needs more strafe authority for how wide it is.
Shield is down. Enemy down.
These weapons are absolutely meta as fuck, though.
bastards ain't messing around.
Not for dueling, but just for general multi-purpose ship work. Isn't there a repair wrench? There it is. Saber with these cannons might be nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the Aurora Mark II. I am unfortunately to say this is a ship I was very excited for. I love the look of it. I love this functionality, but they really did not give it the G's it needs at all. So especially with the shorter engagement envelopes, the ship is way too big to evade fire.
Shit, that was one of ours.
But because the LN module or the defense module or whatever you want to call it appears to take an equal amount of G's from all axes, I could be totally wrong. It felt like my turn rate was also affected, right? I also didn't feel any noticeable increase in my survivability with that third shield. Now granted, this is a worst case stress test for shield with the amount of people shooting at you, right? So initial impressions are not super good. Now, am I saying the ship doesn't have any value? Not at all. That is not my point. All right. What we need to do now is compare it to the other two ships that it's competing with in my mind, which is the Avenger Titan and it is the Shiv. I think functionality, that's where this ship lies, because you have the weapon rack, you have the bed, you have the armor locker, you've got the shelf, and you have the option for cargo or the option to fight, right? So let's pull back up the right over here, SE Performance Viewer. Let's pull out the Titan and the Shiv. And let's just go ahead and cut the saber out. Yeah, so all right, Titan dramatically faster and same side strafe profile for smaller ship. The Titan almost has the same forward G's in standard SEM as the boosted Aurora. Even the Shiv, I think, actually has a higher top speed and boost, though less G's. I really wish they gave the same interceptor tuning. 18.3, 7 and 8.3 on the sides. All right, so it has more downstrafe. It has 6 downstrafe. Okay, more downstrafe means you can keep things in front of it. So okay, it flies like a heavy fighter. We don't have numbers on the survivability. We did okay there. We did get red, but we did okay, right? But I mean, we have to assume that it's right in between these two in size, right? Because they're going to use the size profile with the wings out, right? I want to light the ship, guys. I really want to light this ship. How did I fold the wings? If you can actually fight with the wings folded, it's not letting me do that, sadly. Can I do missiles? Damn, if they let you fight with the wings folded, that would be... Yeah. What's the unfold keybind again? Because look, with it folded... never mind, just the engagement ranges are too short for the corkscrew. The corkscrew might not be a good test anymore. Once again, we have to hit 19 G's forward there for a second. It's almost like I tricorded. It has a little bit of up strafe. No, it's not side. But I do up and forward. Okay, so it's 19 G's. We just have some energy. It's 19 G's forward, not 18 point whatever. 19 forward. Side is 8.8. Okay. Top is 8.4.
Shields damaged.
Down is 7. That's actually a really good down strafe. Okay. And rear 5. Am I using VTOL? Nine G's vertical. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh my god. You're onto something, Skywolf. You're onto something with VTOL mode, dude. There's a way I got back up to 19 G's there in VTOL mode. VTOL mode doesn't affect your forward thrust. And now I can do a really strong corkscrew with that. You're on something, Sky. How the fuck do I unfold these wings? There we go.
Oh God! Oh God! Help me, please!
Zero hostile contacts.
We're gonna do the whole next fight with VTOL enabled.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
It's kind of silly how there's like space dust being pushed by them. Isn't Alt K unlock ship ports? Okay, here's a Gladius. We're gonna try and get close on it and raid it with our new up thrust. And here's our corkscrew. He didn't even shoot at us, so we didn't even get to test that.
Ah! Oh, oh.
Shields damaged.
Dude, it's only one extra G, but still that helps a lot because, you know, losing 2 G's is huge. Gaining 1 G is also quite nice, and you maintain your forward momentum. That was an insane shout to try the VTOL, because normally VTOL hasn't really been relevant in dogfighting since the old right corkscrewing. It worked. Now let's cut through, get in nice and close. Get under that turret. You should probably have the fighter that's on us here instead. It feels dramatically better with VTOL. So it could be glitched, this could not be intended, but it doesn't take away any of my forward thrust at all. All it does is give me a lot stronger of an up strafe. And
Shit! I lost
that
my-
helps a lot. My corkscrew is better. Look at how good that corkscrew is. That's actually a huge improvement. Yes, it's still not going to be meta, I don't think, but if you're going to fly it, you fly it in VTOL. I can sit right here under it. Haha.
Remaining.
Yeah.
Contact. Welcome to Product Space Industries. Enjoy the run. System check.
Got a surprise for ya! Son of a bitch!
I don't like the engine sounds. There's been a lot of these boost engine sound bugs.
Enemy down.
Alright, use a Vanguard. Man, this isn't a player flying it, but we're able to get right up on it in the rate and get up over around that gun. It flies dramatically better in VTOL mode. Like, there's not a downside that I'm detecting. Okay, it loses 0.3 Gs on the damage strafe, I guess.
Radar contact.
But even then, that's probably just because I had momentum.
Shields damaged.
Shit. These bastards
Okay, I think we got a good amount of info from that. What I want to try now is I want to try actual PvP arena commander, and we're gonna switch to a more meta loadout. That's the wrong ship. Let's try a different paint as well here. Okay. Snowblind. And we'll do FR66s. Fuck, let's do a barrel roll. I'll try spinning. That's a great trick. All right. Let's hope we have somebody in free flight. All right, SPK. That's a good first pick. That's usually the duelist area anyways. Mark II definitely gives Star Fox vibes. Dude, I think it gives Ornithopter vibes. It looks so cool. I have mixed feelings on it so far, but I'm not giving up on it yet. Because I want to love this ship. I want this ship to be a new daily driver for me. Flappy wings someday. Unlike a Tavarian ship or something, yeah. I don't know. I do like the fixed wings. It's just the whole vibe. Another Avenger would be very cool, Kurosawa. You're absolutely right. So would an updated Mustang. Yeah, there we go. It's taking a little while to load. This shouldn't affect our character in from the stuck in the PU right now. Please let me in. Please, game. I hope VTOL feels like a helicopter soon. Michael. Do you want to break your heart? I don't know how long you've been in Star Citizen. And this was before my time too. But there was a version of the flight model that had seriously like in-depth flight, like incredibly in-depth flight. And part of it is that literally when you were in Atmo, you basically needed to use VTOL if you were in anything other than a plane-shaped ship, right? If you're anything other than like a Gladius or an Arrow, you needed VTOL. And it flew like that. It flew, and it was really hard, and people were crashing, and everyone hated it. They hated the VTOL mode, because it was basically like an Arma 3 style helicopter. And like ships like the Caterpillar were just never meant to go down into Atmo. They were meant to just stay up in space. 2015, yeah, it was terrible VTOL, yeah. But was it terrible VTOL? Or was it too high of a skill floor for the player base? Because we also have to remember, like 2015 is kind of before we had a lot of the high-end flight equipment that we have now, right? Servers appear fucked. We're not gaining any of these. No, see, because like here's the thing. I would argue the old flight models had a lot to offer. And I miss a lot of what they were doing back then in those old flight models. Because initially, early on, the game was going to be DCS. For space and not just about combat, right? Because they were gonna have full fidelity cockpits where you could press every button and everything was going to be done out, and it was going to have a really in-depth flight model, and they've just dumbed it down a lot since then. You think we're heading back to that, Michael? You know what, I'm really glad you feel that way. Would you mind, and if you don't want to, it's totally fine, would you mind telling me why you feel like we're going to be getting back to more advanced flight? I would just like to hear your reasoning. Is it because of control surfaces, or is it, or do you have some other reasoning behind it? Because full disclosure, I am just not particularly excited with the next flight model. For control surfaces and for quantum boost. I'm really worried about some of the things that I've heard. Okay. Yeah, I think it's all F4 chat. Do you think I need to do a character reset? I'm gonna turn off the display capture really quick as I log in. That was relatively quick though, right? This is not the full old one. Settings. Character repair. There are a lot of bugs, missing items, missions don't work, and fixes should have been addressed. You're 100% right, Frank. You're 100% right. But at this point, like, what else do we expect from CIG when they're doing a major patch, right? Like, this is bigger than 4.5. This is bigger than 4.4, 4.6. This is a patch that fundamentally changes the way that the game functions on multiple levels, with crafting, with the armor damage mitigation, with the new radar systems, with the new inventory system, right? And with a game with a patch that touches these many things, it was frankly a bit irresponsible of them to push it to live, because this stuff wasn't fixed in PTU. But they have made a agreement with the community to basically do a patch every 2 months, and they decided to push this like this. Now, maybe they just need more testers than they ever got in PTU. Or maybe they just want to rip that band-aid off and know that in a couple days, maybe a week, it'll be better, right? Verify game files, fix the queue for you. Copy. Because, yeah, we are back in the queue now after doing the verify. I'm going to turn back on the screen cap. So it's doing the same thing where you're in the queue and then it kicks you out. We can do that real quick. Yeah, Frank, you're entirely correct. But I would argue that this is kind of always going to happen this way. Not saying it should, just yeah. I think part of the creative process is make it, push it, improve it. Yes, and they get away with a lot of that because they are, at the end of the day, an alpha, right? The game isn't technically released. They can hide behind that, and they can do with it. But what I won't say, and then what I won't concede, is that, like, it's not frustrating, right? Like, right now, if I had my way, I'd be in a contested Rockbreaker site. If I'm being honest, griefing. Because I want to see how good the PvP would be there, and I would just be locking down those sites and stopping ships from landing. That's what I want to do right now. Because I really think, like in all of their material talking about Rockbreaker, like the 4.7 patch overview. It's our citizen, right? They talk about what's coming. Yeah, the patch report right here. They show off Rockbreaker, right? And they show these mining ships peacefully flying in, landing, and then fighting on the pads on the station, right? My question is that now, I did not do any Rockbreaker in PTU. None. Zero. I was entirely hyper-focused on testing armor, testing builds. That was all I did, okay? But what stops me from just being in a fighter out here and guarding these various landing pads? I know there are more than one landing pad, but what stops me from bringing a fleet, locking it down, sending my crew in, and then fighting you in space? Because they seem to, like, talk about, like, in the contested ones, like, they talk about right here, like, oh, you're gonna be in FPS combat right here, you know, you're gonna be on the ground as, you know, you're out of your mining ship and they're out of their mining ship. What if I'm not in my mining ship? What if I came in a fighter just to fuck shit up, right? Yeah, so I'm annoyed by that gating because I am not a miner at all.
Dedicated to a variety of sandbox missions that will be unlocked.
Yeah, and so like at first I was like, man, this is gonna kind of suck because like, well, I'm just gonna say it. Even as a PvP player, PvP FPS is so desyncy and so laggy that it's really just not a good experience, especially as somebody who's almost always outnumbered. Not saying like flight is incredibly good, but it is probably the most polished aspect of the entire game. Just raw flight and flight combat.
A few weeks after release.
And so you just get a lot less issues in it.
These breaker stations represent an exciting
So that's what I wanted to be doing today. It's verifying quite a lot.
progression and location.
Yeah. This was one of the main reasons why I stay in ship. That and also the ship combat is just way more engaging. Not saying they've made a bad shooter, they haven't. But like when you get to the higher levels of PvP flight, God, is it just incredible. And I really have worries for the next flight model. There are some things I heard that are really cool. And I believe I can talk about this. I was talking to somebody who was in the playtests, and I believe this info has already leaked. But what I will say is this is not firsthand experience. I heard it from a guy who heard it from a guy who was in the playtests, but the guy I was talking to I trust a lot. And he said that the new flight model, it is no longer in SCM or in boost a circular flight model. So what that means is right now in SCM you have a circular flight model. You have the exact same max speed forward as backward, as left, as right, as up and down. It's now egg-shaped and it's shaped towards the front. What that means is your actual max speed, your speed wall, is like 50 meters a second behind you and like 90 meters a second to left and right, and then 224 forward, right? And with how speed walls work in the game, that made me be like, oh my god, that sounds awful. That sounds like we are taking the already small shoebox that you fly in master modes, and you are shrinking it and compressing it down to even more extreme things. Also, this does mean obviously backstrafe is dead, but we're just going to get a lot of jousting in that model if you can't stay with them. Is zoomed in? What? I don't think I'm zoomed in. That sounds awful. Wait, hold on. How did I unzoom it? This camera is more advanced than I am. But yeah, so here's why I heard one thing though that seemed interesting was that the behavior over speed walls was going to change and we were losing our leash. So I don't know how this would work. But apparently if you are over a speed wall, you don't get pulled down and yanked back to under it anymore. You can maintain velocity. So I think what that means is you'll be able to use your forward thruster to get to 225 and then turn around and keep 225. But then if you like go left or right or try to go back more, you can't. Right? I don't know how it interacts with boost. But it sounds like it's going to be a lot more forward thruster based and a lot less map thruster based. So I don't know, maybe it will be engaging and fun to fly. But especially if that behavior isn't true and it is current speed wall behavior, it's going to be awful. It's going to feel really bad to fly. And I have been incredibly critical of master modes I've been very critical of master modes. However, if that is how the next flight model is, and there isn't this sort of speed wall change, I am going to miss master modes because I do still find the game incredibly fun. I just liked the old flight model a lot more and thought it was better for just about everything, but I still love the game. I still do it a lot. I spend a lot of time learning it. Yeah. But and I do want to clarify that that was in space and was not in an atmosphere. And like, I think a lot of people get really mad at me when I say like, hey, I want the game to have more flight skill. I want the game to focus on flight over aim. Like, oh, well, this is you fly with sticks and pedals and you have head tracking and you know, you're not playing mouse and keyboard. And you know, especially when I get is like, yo, you just want people who aren't as try hard as you to suffer. And I'm like, the current master modes is really try hard. Like, it's all about aim. It's basically a sweaty shooter. And I just want to show you guys, like, this is grounding side and this is DCS. Now, I am in no way saying this game should be DCS. But if we just pull up this one, yeah. Like we're gonna skip a little ahead here into the merge.
Into the merge here, and I'm hitting with a split.
This is a game that has insane flight skill requirements. Like, you need to have a great setup, you need to have head tracking, all that stuff. But I want you to just take a look at just how much less hectic it is.
There are no rules. Head-on shots are fine.
It's not about this twitchy aiming left, right, up, down, follow my pip, aim on.
No restrictions.
It's about keeping control of your plane, smooth speed application, precision in how you are flying, not necessarily precision in how you are aiming.
They are.
And so, like, I think a flight model that was more flight focused would actually be a lot easier on a lot of the older population, especially if they have just more of a traditional HOTAS or something like that. Once again, I'm not saying make it DCS. I'm not saying make it a 4 degree of freedom game. But this fight is not about who has the best aim. It's about who gets this position, who gets the shot. And if that's how fighter combat was in Star Citizen, I think that'd be really cool.
Still keeping him in that 2-circle fight. Hold on, Fox 2. I got tone there. He dropped flares.
So he was able to get positional on him and get a missile off, and he was able to defend the missile. Missiles also need a huge rework, but this is not necessarily exactly what I'm asking for. But when I say I want flight more than aim,
Theoretically, you never really get a shot on
I want something like this where it's a lot more about precision in your inputs and working to get the shot. And when you get the shot, you get the kill, right? Not necessarily you not necessarily. I'm gonna aim at you for 9 seconds, and I need to have 9 seconds of uninterrupted shots on your ship to blow you up.
And as I drag him down on the ground, this is where the
Is our game done yet? It is not done yet. I am bullshitting to buy time. That's what we're doing here right now, guys.
Rate speeds of about 430 knots on the deck here. Remember that is different from instantaneous turn rate. Instantaneous is almost hit the ground there. Instantaneous turn rate is
Once again, I'm not saying make it a 4 degree of freedom playing game. I'm just saying, like,
unsustainable. You can only
if flight is the most important thing and getting the shot is, you can make the TDK way shorter, but keep longer fights, but also make it less hectic and less aim focused. Does that make sense to everyone? Or am I just talking on my ass and you guys have no idea what I mean?
got lucky there. I saw him pull the lead. I thought he might go for a gunshot, but he fired off a Fox 2 instead. Probably would have been better for him if he went for guns, quite frankly. He's coming over the top, and I think he's slow, so I'm gonna go.
So he used a lot of energy, he's slow, so then we get the shot,
There you go.
we hit him.
The wingtip there. He seems okay though.
Like, yeah, like, if getting the shot was hard, if getting an accurate shot on somebody was difficult, and you needed to really fly with precision to get this lined up right, then you could have a shorter TDK. You wouldn't need armor on dueling things. Oh, it's not. We're verifying our game files. We're having a lot of issues. Stuff avocado. We're trying to get in. We're just talking now about balance and flight and models and stuff. We were in the Aurora. We did get to fly it. We flew it in PU for only a few minutes. Before the game just bugged out, we had to do a character repair, and now we're doing a verify to try and get past the login bug. We were in. We did also fly quite a bit in Pirate Storm. Initial impressions were bad. So I'm gonna get out of the way. It appears like putting on the combat module for the Aurora Mark II loses you 2 Gs on every direction, which is terrible. That's a huge loss. I don't know why CIG thinks losing 2 Gs of acceleration on every axis is slight. That is major. That is the difference between a medium fighter and a heavy fighter, okay? I also didn't notice that shield working with the power plant that I gave it, which was the JS300. So I don't know if it's fully functional or if I was misunderstanding multi-shield stuff, because I'm a dirty fighter pilot who almost never has 3 shields. I didn't notice any actual shield advantage with it. So it seems like if you want to be dueling, you're going to want to be using the base Aurora with no combat module. VTOL adds an extra G to your vertical without any downside. I also don't know if that's a bug or intended, but you want to be fighting in VTOL mode. It makes the ship feel dramatically better. If you're going to be in a dogfight, yeah, it's worse. If you're going to be sitting at range firing missiles, it's helpful. The extra shield, I couldn't notice any additional effects from it. But we were also in like the worst case scenario for shield, which was Pirate Swarm, because that was the only way I could get into the game at the time. And so we were being shot quite a lot. So maybe it does help. But yeah, so why we had this up is we were talking about the difference between flight skill versus aim skill, and why I'm for a flight skill system. And everyone thinks, oh, you just want to make it even harder on everyone. Like, I think this would make more sense to more people. Like, I really do think that, like, a less twitchy system that's more based on precise, smooth inputs of your flight would be better for more people, especially the older crowd that Star Citizen is, right? If you make flight difficult and getting the shot difficult, you can have a faster time to kill while also maintaining dual lengths, because now you're flying around each other, positioning, trying to get that shot, and getting that shot is hard, right? Right now, getting a shot is super easy, but then you need to hold it there as they're doing these twitchy moves, up, down, left, right, spin, all around, go around you. And you need to get 9 seconds of continuous fire on an arrow to kill it. Doesn't really feel good. But as much as I criticize master modes, I am worried I'm going to miss it when it's gone, because I do still love the game and I love learning PvP flight. Dude, it worked. We're in. The verify worked. Heck yeah. The verify worked, everyone. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? I think it was Sky, or was it? Michael, thank you so much. Part of me feels a large portion of the player base is also very resistant to even learning, regardless of position or aim based. Maybe I'm pessimistic, but I don't see them ever being satisfied. Right, you're Kelendros, right. Are you in right now? If you're in and playing, we should do a duel. Ah, okay. No worries, man. Yeah, you're going to need to have to be in the office in the M. Okay, makes sense. So Kura, I think you're right, but I also want to say something. Is I think a large majority of the player base takes CIG at their word, right? Getting logged into like a raid boss, Narsos, dude, I know. We were in, and then the server broke our character, and then we could only play Arena Commander, and then we tried we tried a character reset and we were back in the Q bug. It was rough. We have done some testing on the Aurora. We have thoughts. We have made some good findings. But I do need, what happens now is I need to get the Aurora into PvP. That's what it is. We did find the probably objective meta multi-role guns. Obviously, if you're only going to be dogfighting, take the regular dogfighting guns. But yeah, the NN cannons, specifically the NN size 2 cannons, are bugged and they are insanely powerful. I also think it is a lot of folks want to learn through the engagement with the game itself, and the game doesn't onboard folks to mechanics. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Well, it's because bots don't fly like players. They don't even fly like the flight model. They do their own thing. That's actually why fighting bots can be annoying, because they'll just do weird shit that the ships can't do. Well, the amount of people that think flying away in a straight line works, especially in a slower ship. Yeah. All right, let's pull up our stats here. There's no reason the game couldn't teach you how to do a basic corkscrew, how to use radar, chaff clouds to disengage, and how to do pip control. That's all things that could do it. Okay. So Uriah, do you want to hear our current findings on the Aurora?
Insurance claim has been sent.
That fast claim is nice. All right, so we're gonna start off with the bad news. Dude, the flight school could have been actually so good. Like, the missions are fine as missions, and I think they should have just been missions, but the flight school could have been way better. We'll start with the bad news, and the bad news is the Aurora is horribly under G'd, even compared to its closest competitor, which is the Avenger Titan. Its forward, side, up, and actually not its downstrafe are all quite poor. It has great downstrafe. Its turn rate also seems to be middling, though I have no good way of actually testing that. So, well, no, we're gonna get to the combat module, okay? So by default, it has 19 Gs of forward acceleration, 9 Gs of side acceleration, 8 Gs of vertical acceleration, and 7 Gs of downward acceleration. Okay, that's default SEM flying with boost. Okay, before speed wall. That is overall relatively poor. Also, its size with wings folded is quite large, so it does like to eat shots. So you're thinking, all right, well, ranges are closer anyways. At least in fighter gameplay, corkscrewing won't matter as much, which is true. It just doesn't matter as much. Now against larger ships that have longer range with their radars, corkscrewing still matters a lot. But the combat module, which adds in 8 size 2 missiles and 1 more shield generator, when we tested it in Arena Commander, we weren't able to really get any sort of feeling for that third shield generator, or that it was doing anything at all. Now granted, we were in squadron battle, which was a worst case scenario for shields. We couldn't power it even with a JS300 power plant, So we have 3 pips of unpowered shield, and we noticed that in every axis, by equipping a module, we have lost 2 Gs of acceleration, which is huge. That is the difference between a medium fighter and a heavy fighter. Okay? Losing 2 Gs is massive. The fact that CIG thinks losing 2 Gs is slight is silly, and whoever came up with that needs to actually like be bonked on the head and say, look, we're gonna get in here and show you the difference. That is a huge difference. Okay, a slight change would be like 0.5, 0.3. Okay, so unless you're planning on missile boating, which actually is a good role for the Aurora actually has the most size 2 missiles and size 1 missiles of any light fighter that or any like sort of starter light fighter thing, aside from like the Talon Strike, right? Because the Firebird is a medium fighter, right? So it's got a good pull there.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
There it is.
Your vehicle has been deployed.
Now we haven't tested it with the cargo module yet. What are its signatures? Could it stealth missile? With a stealth build, maybe. With a stealth module, maybe. But its cross section is 13k, which I know cross section is only on active radar pinging, but still. Not super great. I actually think we're going to pull out the cargo module and attach it and fly. We're going to fly to Hathor. It'll give me a chance to see how the cargo module performs, because we have not put that on the ship yet. So I believe it's going to be probably vehicles. It's so many paints. There's non-vehicles? Oh, this, you know, this is a good test actually, because we'll adopt my livery. Other? All right, yeah, this isn't working. Why I wanted to bring the cargo out is because we could grab components, but oh well, it's all right. We won't do it then. We'll have to test cargo another day. But yeah, so anyways, so that's the bad news. That's the bad news. The good news is that activating VTOL mode, even while in combat and flying, seems to not stop any of your stats and only improve your upstrafe by a G. So I was complaining that losing 2 Gs was major. Gaining a G is nice. Yeah, I gotta say, I personally love this interior. There's somebody over in Deadwake chat earlier, and he was saying he hated it. I think this is a fantastic multi-role interior. All right, you've got a weapon rack, you've got a suit locker, you've got a place to put the courier missions. Yes, unfortunately, you cannot fire any weapon systems with wings tucked. It is a huge shame, because that would be the way to run the ship in combat. Oh, we need to have that powered because I don't have a sealed helmet right now. All right.
You should be good to go.
It is also not interceptor tuned. It's hard to tell what is tuned as because, like I said, the strafes are overall quite poor.
Where creative innovation.
So the dream of an RSI light fighter is a little dead. However, there is some good news. Like I said, there's the VTOL that just gives you a free G on your upstrafe, which is really good and really helpful. That is really helpful. Now this ship has really good down and really good upstrafe, so it has good distance control, which is going to need for its kind of poor turn rates, right? And you could argue that maybe even with the, if we still achieve 9G's vertical even with a module attached with VTOL, that could be sick. However, here's the hidden like kind of sweet spot that is definitely a bug and unfortunately not something I can really recommend, but the size 2s have the best weapon in the game. So it is the size 2. Let me pull it up here. Ah, did it reset me? Viewer. Image, items, not images, weapons, hardpoint. Size 2s. All right, so guys, this is what we discovered. Actually, not me. This was Skywolf who discovered this. The NN14 cannon, the size 2 neutron cannon. All right, so it has more alpha than the Yamniski. This can damage everything in the game. Okay, it uses less power. It uses 1 pip of power, so 1.5 pips of power per gun. So you can run a mono cannon loadout on the Aurora with 4 cannons. Okay, 1400 speed, pretty competitive. Not amazing, but you could definitely serviceable. It's bugged. You have a magazine size of 90 with instant recharge. You never need to stop firing. You never need to stop firing. So this undoes all the shield buffs, this undoes all the regen buffs, this undoes everything because you can damage every ship in the game. You can buy them at Levski. So what we're going to do is we're going to run our current loadout, which is a light strike shredder loadout, until we have more money, and then we're going to go to Levski and we're going to do it to get those weapons. So yeah, it's definitely bugged, but right now the Aurora being all size 2s and the Hawk being size 2s and size 1s doesn't need to feel any shame or like downgrading, right?
Call you that for much longer at the rate you're learning. For your next lesson, I've got some multi-cruise ships ready to take you on. Not only will you need to
They're so good, I would even downgrade a Gladius to them. I would downgrade an Arrow to them. I would downgrade a Saber to them. That's the best weapon in the game.
all right. Make your way to the training site when you're feeling brave.
I love that I can't jump to it. I hate that we have to say use a bugged gun, but these are the help we can get. I will say, once again, I love the ship though. I love its design. I still think it's quite competent. I think it competes against the Avenger and it competes against the Shiv, right? As a daily driver. And if we get it with the right loadout, and maybe if the VTOL is still as brokenly good as it is when you have the module, if we can get that third shield to actually function, which once again, we gave it a hard situation, being we gave it the really hard situation being in Pirate Swarm. So maybe we go back and we put it back on and we grab that third shield. One of the annoying things about it not being a variant is you can't like just like fly somewhere else and claim it, right? I'm a little annoyed it's not letting me quantum to it though. Yeah, because if we gain that extra shield, and the VTOL still gives it 9 Gs of up thrust, we could still be talking about something. I kind of wish that they had on these armor panels. Why not put the armor panel to the left and to the right, but leave directly above me open so I can see? Is that where the chair connects? You're smarty. You're smarty pants. You are a smarty pants. It's where the chair connects. I still would rather see above me, but okay. At the end of the day, we just need to get into PvP with the ship. We need to get into actual fights to see how it performs. Because I have no other way of reliably testing the turn rate. I am slightly disappointed that it isn't like kind of overpowered good stats and then they just made it big as a compromise. I think they knew they were going to sell just based off looks and performance, well, just vibes, not performance actually. But like I had this dream thinking about it of like the all RSI battle fleet, with this being the light fighter, the Scorpius the heavy fighter, Connie the attack ship, Perseus the gunship, Polaris the you know the flagship. And that would just how good that would look. It's still probably going to be a good ship. I'm not going to shame it immediately just because it has poor Gs. But overcoming poor Gs is a different story. I want to get accurate numbers on its rates. If it has great rates, which the roll doesn't feel amazing. I'm just gonna be real with you. The roll does not feel amazing. Which isn't bad, but I need to really get a hard number on it.
Contact, radio.
Radar contact. Shields damaged.
Little help over here.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm struggling to get shots with the mixed loadout. But yes, because we have them separated. When you have them on separate, so I can fire without it, that's when you will lose the pip of the weapon group that's not selected. The idea with the shredders is you use them up close.
Shields damaged.
I think I could change weapon group here to that, and I would get it back. Oh, that's the Connie. We don't want that.
They got me.
Yeah, see, I'm really struggling on the turn rate.
Shield is down.
Yeah, he just struggles.
Target acquired. Shields damaged.
God, dude, the TDK feels so long in PU.
I need backup now.
Armor is such a snooze fest. Oh my god.
Enemy down.
You bastards.
Yeah. Modularity is genuinely cool. We have to see if they do anything with it. Look at this, guys. You know, we didn't do a lot of size 2 testing. I thought the Sawbuck should still be able to damage the Gladius, though. So I think he's bugged. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm pretty sure he's bugged. I'm gonna try missiles. Are we really too close? What are the range of the marksmans? Can it fire about 5k? Yeah, I think he has the immune center torso bug. Well, at least it wasn't armor doing it. He's entirely bugged. It also means we don't get paid for this. No, they aren't. Okay, we have our cargo bay blown open. Why in nav flight? Oh no, we're broken again. Look, we're in nav. We have shields. This is the same bug we had before. And when we left, there was literally the only way we could get back in was to do the character reset. You think they let me in the free flight and arena commander multiplayer? We just got to get the PvP. No, we cannot backspace. Can't I blow myself up though?
Not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. Really thought you had that one in the bag. Oh well, maybe next time. I'll see you back for another lesson soon.
It looks so cool though. I'm a huge fan of the ship's looks. And VTOL, it flies decently though. With these weapons you do struggle. I'm wondering if it's worth bringing them at all. We still just need to get in the fight. What we need to do is, all right, we've tested it plenty against bots. How does it feel against a real player? We can't do another character repair. Let's pray it lets us in the free flight. Let's pray that it lets us in the free flight. Here's the thing, guys. Even if it can't be a fighter very well, if it can get like close enough, it can still be quite useful, right? Like ASCU is a very usable cargo grid, especially if you're like going to Hathor to like snipe components and like find stuff, right? This is an entirely an Atmo map. It's not a great map. Also, our entities aren't loading. I wonder if it's just US servers. We're gonna rejoin really quick because without character resetting, I think it will just let us back in. Let's try EU servers. Yeah, like I really like the idea of them being like a carrier fighter like the Scorpius on a Polaris. I want to find a way to use them well, right? And maybe it is using that other module. Let's try SPK EU. I doubt we're gonna get what we want. Let's try it. Why are you the way you are, camera? Why are you the way you are? I had this turned off. Why are you doing tracking again? There we go. Thank you for letting me know, Scott. Appreciate that. Oh, we got in. I'm only seeing my name in the join screen.
Welcome to Rocket Space Industries. Enjoy the work. System check.
That's only me, but anyways, Uriah, if you're still there, or anyone who cares, take a look at the weapons. These are the NN-14 size 2 distortion cannons. Sorry, neutron cannons, not distortion, neutron. You have 90 in the gun, and then you let go, they instantly recharge. So they are bugged and broken. These can damage any ship in the game. They have the same velocity as Omniskis. Let's test to see if staggered fire works. There we go. Yeah, it's entirely busted. So there you go, staggered fire. The size 2s have the best weapon in the game right now. There's no reason you shouldn't win this on like everything. Yeah, so it does struggle the rate a bit. Will V2 affect the rate capability? Let's try it. We don't play with crafting yet. No, and wow, I butchered that sentence. Hi guys, this is who you take advice from. No, I have not tried crafting yet. We did craft a single gun in PTU, but here's the core hard truth. And this is going to sound maybe a little bit snarky. I don't care about crafting. Like at all. Is it a great feature? Yes. If I find a cool blueprint, will I want it? Maybe. Am I ever gonna go out mining? No. I don't like mining. I might have to do some because I want to go fight at the rock breaker and you need some mining rep, but I might also see if I can't, like, I don't know, tag along with like a mining org that I'm acquaintances with and just like have them like kind of carry me through it. I don't have mining ships. I don't really care about it. I've never learned the loop or really have any interest in it. That being said, I think crafting is a great system. I'm glad it's here. I like what they're doing with it. I wish they had ship components because that would make me care more than guns, more than armor. Is I could get very nice like crafted like ship components or like, you know, better thrusters or better, you know, quantum drive, shield generators, guns by having that. Remember, I live in the seat of a fighter pilot, right? Here's the thing, I didn't until very recently though, right? I had one person that I knew who also played this game, and he was kind of like me. Kind of why like a lot of my content is catered around solo play. Exactly what I was going to say, Silhouette. I would be more than happy to pay somebody for nice crafted components and like engage in that sort of that side of the economy as a customer. I'd be more than happy to say like, hey guys, if you let me tag along with you the rock breaker, I don't want any of your haul. I want to provide overwatch for you, so I'll stay in a fighter seat and I'll let anyone else land, and we will in return you'll give me a crafted quantum drive, right? That's sick. I'm all on board for that. But am I going to engage with crafting myself? Probably not. Because I'm just going to be real with you guys for a second. Mission running sucks. It's really boring. Mining is not my jam. Salvage is not my jam. I like the sandbox. I like the ship stuff. As far as I can tell, even when it comes to like missions, the ship stuff doesn't really give things. Now, there are cool missions like the QV stations, like ASD, like Rockbreaker, like the like Stormbringer, right? But they're so buggy and unreliable that doing them and trying to seriously complete them almost feels like a waste of time. Versus I could run to Hathor and fight and test ships and just have a good time for like what I like to do in the game, or I could be in free flight and get duels that way. An extra thruster module would be cool. Honestly, on the defense package, if they just gave it 2 more size 2 slots, because that's what the original Legionnaire had, right? The original Aurora Legionnaire had 2 more guns than the base Aurora. Or maybe it was just by default, actually. Maybe it was just by default it had 2 more, and then the base Aurora MR could still fit 4. I could be wrong about that. Oh, I know, right? It's very similar. Okay, no one's joining the free flight though, sadly. We'll try all maps and just try to get something. If I can just get in the lobby with 1 person, I'll be real, we're probably just gonna gank them. I need a fight. If anybody is willing to jump on to fight me in the Aurora, I need a fight. I beg you for a fight. Because we just need to test this, and the PU's breaking. I like the ship a lot, and if it's strong downstrafe and strong upstrafe in VTOL mode is something I can leverage to keep distance in a fight to where our turns might not matter, we might be okay, right? Oh dude, that sucks. Sky. If you already validated once, then I would just keep hitting it and see if your number gets lower. Look, they can do so many cool things with the modules. I am on board. Like a medbed module. Give it only 1 respawn, so it's worse than the dedicated medical ships, right? It only has 100 metagel in it. But you could carry more metagel on the side of the ship if you're willing to risk losing it, like in your little cargo bay and like an SCU container, right? That would be sick for running FPS. I think it's a greatly designed ship, but I think they were very conservative on giving it G's, and I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't feel particularly tanky, and it doesn't feel particularly, you know, agile and as big. They could have given it better G's. They could have given it better G's. And it still wouldn't be busted, I don't think. But I need to get into an actual fight. Am I not? Did I go back, guys? Did I fuck up and go back to best server or US servers? Because we're not loading into Broken Moon. All right, all the 4 again. $2:30 a.m. Eastern. That's what? 11 my time. Dude, heck yeah, everyone give Uriah some a round of applause. I said applause. A round of applause. But yeah, give him everyone think him up. Let's try EU SPK, because that's the one thing that looks like I can join right now. So we'll have some lag to it. Feel free to fly a Gladius. You will probably beat me if you're in a Gladius. But let's just see how it feels in a fight, okay? Yeah, EU, SPK. If we're doing a duel, do you want me to be running the neutron cannons, or should we run CF repeaters? No worries. I wish I had 2. For a duel, I still think the Badgers are going to be better. Like I said, guys, so the NN14s are going to be your generalist loadout. They're going to be what you take when you don't know what you're fighting. I know I'm probably fighting a Gladius with Uriah. Wolf would be good too. Wolf or Gladius, I'm okay with either. Because we know we're fighting a fighter, we're going to take fighter weaponry, guys. I'm almost wondering if we test that 3rd shield now. Let's test it out. Now I pray it lets me in. Does appear to be loading. All right, we're in. Heck yeah. EU, security post, Korea, free flight. So guys, we have the module. So look, so we have... Oh, whoa, we have a pop-up. That's interesting. So see, we still can't power it fully. Okay, thank you, because you know I am a fighter only player basically. So the backup, got you. So we're gonna come to full stop here, guys. And once again, we're gonna reiterate what we found with the stuff. So we had 19 Gs of acceleration forward boosted without the module. With the module on, 16. So actually we were losing 2.7 Gs. That's so much. That's not slight, CIG. All right, we're gonna switch to VTOL mode like we wanted to test here. So VTOL mode before gave us 9 Gs. If we still get 9 Gs, $7.5. So we're only losing 1.5 in VTOL mode. What's her down strafe? 6-1. Oh, dude. All right, Telio is Uriah, I believe. So everyone give him claps. So we're gonna probably try to this twice at least. Let's stick distance away.
Shields damaged. Check fire.
Yeah, I can't get away from him here. Can't roll with him even on boosted here. Yeah, it's got nothing. So let's try to push that pip away now. That was trying at light fighter, to light fighter.
Check fire. Check fire. Check fire.
We're at a boost. Yeah, he just has so much more authority over the pip than me. I'm doing whatever I can to keep that pip away. He's bring it right back in.
Check file. Check file.
The problem with flying it like a heavy now is we don't have the ability to stay at range anymore.
Check file. Check file. Check file.
It's a cool detail I just noticed.
Check file.
He opened the door and now the audio is different because we have no air in.
Check file. Check file.
Yeah, 'cause I'm struggling to even roll match him.
Check file. Check file. Check file.
I can't let him get close. Because the rate's bad. This thing does not have good pitch. Just, I can't give you numbers, guys. I can just tell you it doesn't have a good turn rate. And the roll feels really heavy. Like kind of gets stuck in the roll and doesn't want to stop it.
Check file.
Got a lot of jerk to it.
Check file.
Yeah, it flies like a heavy fighter. However, the fact that we're still alive is a little shocking.
Check file.
I mean, we can try gimbal. Gimbal does not help me much,
Check file.
typically, because of stick. Gimbal feels incredibly bad on stick.
Check file.
How are we still alive?
Check file. Check file. Check file.
That was a weird pull there. Does he give up? That is insane. Yeah, how am I alive, dude? Hold on. Telio, just I won't fight back anymore. Just focus on me. Just try and kill me. Oh, wait, are you dead? Oh, we killed you. We soft killed you. Wait, we killed you. I thought you gave up because I'm not used to. They put in engineering in the arena commander. Is this not a power plant kill? Look, you're EM 0. No, wait, hold on. Your engines are on. Maybe this is a bug. Well, here, I gotta be joined anyways. Yeah, let's go back to the menu. Can you give me one more fight? I want to try without the shield module. I won't waste time much longer. I just want to try with it without this, because that was cutting off a lot of my G's in performance. Oh, there are more people joining in now, at least.
Welcome to Rocket Space Industries. Enjoy the ride.
HP or perhaps armor. Perhaps both. They did say it was heavily armored. Alright, so now we're back to where it's flying more like a medium fighter than a heavy. Alright, Zace. You're right, we may be okay. We have players in the lobby now.
Check fire.
Oh, there he is. Okay, never mind, he's here. We will fight him.
Check fire. Shields damaged.
Alright, here we go. Thank you for this, Uriah. I deeply appreciate you.
Check fire. Shield is down. Check fire.
See, no, I immediately go to red nose. Like immediately with any damage, I go to red nose. Let's go to VTOL mode. I forgot VTOL mode.
Check fire.
Kitty, oh, my kitty's blocking my stick.
Check fire. Check fire.
Did he bug out again? What the heck? Yeah, that's not a soft kill. No, your shields are still up, Telio. You're bugged.
Check fire.
Is this the same bug? Wait. Guys, is the Gladius broken? Is the Gladius broken? Because is this the same thing that happened to us in the PU? Wait, you blew me up? Did you blow me up last time? Is this broken? What the fuck is going on? The servers are just that bad. The nose has 1 HP. No wonder I'm red nose the instant I lose shields every time. Is the nose a vital spot, Sky? Sky, actually, can you link me to that Urkel page? This is wild, chat. Either way, thank you so much for being willing to do this for us, Uriah. I wonder if the Legionnaire adds armor then. I would still love to see that Urkel page. I can look it up myself, I guess. I never use Urkel, so I literally have never navigated that site. Let's see. Urkel Star Citizen. Is this it? I have no idea how to work this freaking site at all. Well, this is in the top of Aurora Mark II. Yeah, so it is classified as a light fighter, which is wild for how it flies then. Yeah, I think it broke me entirely. Let's relaunch the game. Where do you see the health? I have no idea how Urkel works, dude. Pull out the Gladius here. Actually, I have to compare because that's what I use for everything. Actually, easier to see. Pitch is 68 degrees a second versus on that one. Okay, it's 10 lower. It's 10 lower than the Gladius, so yeah. Geno nose says 1 HP. The plus next to the HP. You guys are watching like a baby find its first steps here. Hold on. I am so freaking lost. It's somewhere over here is what I'm looking. Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay, so it does have 3 times the hit points of the Gladius. But that wasn't like a 3 times thing we were experiencing, so I'm wondering if that module actually adds on durability. I did start that fight wrong. I wasn't in VTOL for half the fight, and then my cat was also annoyingly trying to block my flight stick movements, but it did feel better without it. Like it did feel better, but if there is a huge HP difference, if throwing on that module is like, yo, you become a heavy fighter, you become a Guardian MX if you put on this module. Okay, that's interesting. All right, EU SPK. I think the module makes you unkillable. Interesting.
Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Alright, let's do it again here. And I'm going to be in VTOL mode this time. Yep, I can't save it. I can't match that roll. I'm gonna pull out of it.
Check fire.
I'll push away.
Check fire. Check fire. Check fire. Check fire. Check fire. Check fire. The shield is down. Check fire. Check fire. Check fire. Check fire.
This is wacky.
Check fire.
You shouldn't be alive. He's killed me more than 3 times.
Check fire.
Something about us is not taking damage.
Check fire.
Hey, Telio, obviously you would have won this. I'm gonna stop moving. Just kill me. Just kill me. Shoot me in the back. Let's just see if you can blow me up. Let's just see if you can. We need to know if I'm bugged or not. If I'm bugged, this isn't a valid test, right? That's interesting. We're seeing the pen. So, okay, Telio, I'm now self-destructing. We're gonna respawn. I wanna do one more test. I wanna do one more test. This time, you're going to shoot at me and not hit my nose. I'm wondering if you damage my nose that has the bugged 0 HP, if suddenly I can't, 1 HP, I can't die, right? Because maybe in that last fight, right? Because you got me really quick in that second fight. It is immune. It is invincible. I can't self-destruct it. Well, I also can't leave the seat. I get like in this weird state locked in the ship. But okay, oh my god, wait. So I died in the fight. What the heck? Yeah, this thing is broken. Hey, just for server stability testing, Uriah, I'm gonna pull out a Gladius. And I just want to see Gladius v Gladius here. You'll probably beat me. But no, you're cracked. Yeah. Nah, dude, you've gotten so much better since when we first met. It's actually wild, dude. Your growth has been crazy good. I'm so proud of you, my man. Anyways, I want to make sure we can kill each other and get like a normal experience, right? This will be the last thing I ask you to do for me. Once again, guys, everyone, please thank Uriah he's been an absolute bro coming in and helping us test this, and us figuring out that the Aurora has some serious bugs to it is wild. I do think the Aurora is probably not a good PvP ship, as much as that hurts me to say, because God, a single seater X-wing that would fight well would be so fun. All right. Yep, he's got me here. God, this CTK is so long. These duels take forever with... Is that a kill? Which one was died? Okay, so I got you. What is this? Okay, no, this is still buggy as all heck. Like, why are his engines powered on? Why is he moving at above? He's moving at 400 meters a second. He's moving away at 333 meters per second. That's his velocity. That's not mine to him. Dude, what is that? Also, that time to kill, that fight took so much longer than 4.6. This is the issue with armor. Like, because it's not just 9 seconds of dueling. No, it's 9 seconds of shots hitting consecutively, which will change as shields come back and stuff. So yeah, everything's just broken. I'm not sure what info we can gather from this. I feel like you should have killed me, Uriah. I feel like you had me at red center hole for like stupid long, and I didn't get you there. I really feel like you should have won that fight. If this gets better though, I would like to fight you more, because you're actually better than me in the rate fight, and that's where I need to practice. So yeah, we'll try the shots. I can't. I'm dead. I'm dead too. Or whatever this weird bug state is. I'm also in it. Oh man. Yeah, zombie ships, dude. What is going on? Well, once again, Uriah, thank you so much for spending your time to help us with that. I'd love to fight you more, dude. I'd love to do you more. You are a fantastic pilot. I've been working to improve as well, and but damn, your growth was crazy because when we first fought, I want to say I kind of beat you handedly, and now you are giving me a super hard run for my money. You're probably better than me, just straight up. And I feel like you should have won that fight. I was losing the DPS race, and then it felt like at one point, I don't know, stuff just like when you died, your ship wasn't full red, to me at least. So weird stuff. Anyways, we've been going for 3 hours, and unfortunately these server issues means I'm not really sure what info I can gain or give. What I will say, the Aurora probably isn't a top tier fighter. Does that mean it's a useless ship? Absolutely not. Does it mean you can't win fights in it if you skill the gap? Absolutely not. As cool as it looks though, I was hoping that they would make it overpowered, because CIG loves doing that with new ships, and it would be really cool to have an RSI light fighter that was really good, that had all the benefits that it has, right? What does the Aurora seem to fly most similar to? So let's try and figure that out. So it's not the Gladius. We know it's not the Gladius. Super Hornet stats seem kind of close. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Let's see. Okay. We had Sky give us the info earlier. 4,800 armor. It's close to a Super Hornet. It's faster forward. Oh, I think it's faster behind as well. A little bit slower strafe, side strafes. A little bit slower up strafe. Stronger down strafe. The HP looks similar between the two. So it's gonna have, if it has good gimbals, which it probably does, and it can get 3 shields, yeah, it's a Super Hornet. But it's a Super Hornet with an interior and cargo capacity potentially. Why am I upset about that? Hold on. I'm upset about it because of the weapons package. That's why I'm upset about it. But in 4.7, with the size 2s actually being the best overall guns in the game, it is a Shiv / Super Hornet with 4 size 2 guns and up to 8 missiles. Sorry, up to 16 missiles, I should say. Sorry, or up to 8 SCU of cargo bay. It is also $45 and it will be available at all times. It won't be on a special sale. It does have a bed. It has a weapons rack. No turret slot, but it can carry other people in it just inside its hab unit. Compared to the Shiv, though, it has way less HP, way less armor, but it's about equivalent to a Super Hornet for that. This might just be because I love the Shiv so much and hate the Super Hornet so much. I really don't know where to place it. I really don't know where to place it. How do you guys feel about that? Like, to wrap up the stream, because I'm not sure what else we can learn while the servers are messed up, and we've been going for 3 hours. It sits in between a Shiv and a Super Hornet with a little bit better stats than both in terms of the G's it pulls. Okay, it's a $45 starter ship, 4 size 2s, 16 missiles, or really 8 missiles by default, but then 16 if you get the Legionnaire bundle. 2 size 2 shields, or so 2 size 1 shields up to 3 size 1 shields. I personally don't think I would run it with a module, unless the module really does is what was making it invincible, right? Whatever it is, it requires more testing. That's what it is, right? So now we know against a very skilled pilot, against Uriah, that it will struggle. Maybe if we had Vitnir flying it, who's really good with gimbals, he could make it sing and dance. Obviously, I struggle with gimbals because of the fact that I fly twin sticks. Is there anything else you guys want to see right now? Or I think I'm about to call it, so last chance to jump out. But yeah, I think it's stat wise there, and I love the Shiv, and I kind of hate the Super Hornet. Either way, it does not have the DPS of either of those ships. I don't know. I want to like this ship, guys. It looks so cool. It's like kind of like I want more light fighters from like RSI and Crusader and stuff, right? RL. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to do more testing when the servers are actually good. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you hanging out once again. Thanks to Uriah, and I will catch you guys all next time. Peace.